You there, yes you. Come here and solve this equation if you think you're so smart. The words echoed through the grand university lecture hall like a slap in the face. Chairs creaked. Pens dropped. The casual chatter of students came to an abrupt halt. In the back corner of the room, near the whiteboard, stood a woman in her early 40s. Her dupatta was draped neatly over her shoulder, her kurta faded with time, and in her hands a worn-out notebook. Its pages yellowed, its spine bent. She wasn't a student. She wasn't faculty. She was the cleaner. Her job was to sweep the floors, dust the desks, and quietly leave before the next class started. But this time, she had paused in front of the whiteboard, momentarily lost in the equation the professor had just written. If x superscript 2 plus y superscript 2 equals 25 and x plus y equals 7, find the value of x superscript 3 plus y superscript 3. Professor Iftikhar, a towering figure in the world of mathematics, known equally for his achievements and his arrogance, caught her staring at the problem. With a smirk, he turned to his students and said, "Seems we have a secret genius among us." Then, turning back, he called out to her. The students looked on, confused, entertained, curious. "Sir," one of them whispered, "she's just the janitor." But Professor Iftikhar lifted his hand with confidence. "Let's find out if she's just a dreamer or a doer." The woman looked around, unsure, her heart pounding. This wasn't her place. This wasn't her world. But something inside her stirred. A voice she hadn't heard in years. Slowly, hesitantly, she stepped forward. As she walked toward the whiteboard, a wave of low chuckles rolled across the room. "What's next, the chai walla solving calculus?" One student scoffed. "She's going to embarrass herself," said another, not even bothering to whisper. Only a few watched her with quiet curiosity. One girl even lowered her phone, wondering if something unusual was about to happen. The woman, later introduced as Shahnaz Bibi, reached the front and picked up the marker. Her fingers were calloused from years of work, but steady. She studied the problem again. The room watched her in silence. Everyone expected her to fumble, maybe scribble something random, maybe just stand there until she cried or left. Instead, she asked gently, "May I use an identity to solve this?" Even Professor Iftikhar raised an eyebrow. Not because she asked, it was the way she asked. Her tone wasn't uncertain. It was precise. "Yes," he said slowly. "Let's see what you've got." She nodded once, then began writing on the board. We are given
x más y igual a 7. X superíndice 2 más y superíndice 2 igual a 25.
She turned briefly to the students. To find x superscript 3 plus y superscript 3, we can use this identity.
X superíndice 3 más y superíndice 3 igual a x más y, superíndice 3, 3xy, x más y.
Some students blinked. One student looked down at his notes. "Wait, is that even correct?" The professor didn't answer. His eyes were locked on her every movement. She continued,
X más y, superíndice 3 igual a 7 superíndice 3 igual a 343.
To find xy, we use the identity
X más y, superíndice 2 igual a x superíndice 2 más y superíndice 2 más 2xy.
49 is equal to 25 plus 2xy. So, 2xy equals 24xy equals 12". And then came the final step.
X superíndice 3 más y superíndice 3 igual a 343. 3 por 12 por 7.
Equals 343. 252. Equals 91". She circled the answer confidently and stepped back. Silence. Dead. Total. Silence. Then slowly, a gasp from the back. "She's right," someone whispered. "She's actually right." The professor adjusted his glasses. "Correct?" he said quietly, then repeated louder. "She is absolutely correct." Students swarmed forward after class. They wanted to talk to her, ask her questions, know her story. And it came out bit by bit. Shahnaz Bibi was once a mathematics lecturer in a government college near Multan. She had graduated with top honors from Punjab University. A brilliant academic mind. She loved teaching, especially algebra and number theory. But life had other plans. Her husband passed away in a car accident just 5 years into their marriage. With no financial support and 2 children to feed, she was forced to give up her dream job. The salary wasn't enough. She moved to Lahore and took whatever work she could find, eventually landing a cleaning job at this very university. For the past 11 years, she had quietly swept the very classrooms where her peers once taught. Her degrees gathered dust in an old trunk. Her chalkboard became a mop, but her mind never stopped working. She still carried that old notebook, filled with problems she solved late at night, after her shift, once her kids were asleep. Mathematics never left her, even when the world did. Professor Iftikhar, for the first time in his career, looked genuinely humbled. "I owe you an apology," he said the next day in front of the entire class. "I tried to humiliate you. Instead, you taught me a lesson in humility and brilliance." The university offered Shanaz a scholarship for her children, part-time lecturer role, a permanent seat at the mathematics department. Her name went viral, interviews, articles, even an invitation to speak at an education conference. But the best part? She was invited to teach a special class, titled Math Beyond Borders, where students from all backgrounds, including domestic staff, were encouraged to learn. One evening, a girl from the university's kitchen staff showed up shyly and asked, "Madam G, mui bi math sikni hai?"
Mare bhai kaasap na hai kamain engineer banon.
Shanaz smiled, handed her a pen and said, "Beta, sapn porot hain, basani solve karna ana chahi."